So I'm Isamarie Pérez. I work at Meadow, which is one of the leading cannabis software companies in the space. I am also an Afro-Latina queer woman professional who is not ashamed. All right. Thank you. Hold on, I'm not done. Who is not ashamed of saying that I love to get lit. All right? I love consuming cannabis. I do it for my health. I give it to my dog. They have doggy trees. It's a thing. But most of all, I really, really enjoy the fact that this industry has allowed me to learn so much. So what I want to do today is give you guys a little overview of this industry and where it's going. Because essentially, it's a lot of white guys in suits right now. But it's going somewhere really big. So right now, it's valued at about $5 billion in 2016. It's going to be quadruple that by the next Olympics. So who's going to actually get a part of all that? We'll see. Because right now, there are two groups that are going into the industry more than any other. There are women and tech. And as we all know in tech, there aren't enough women. So what I want to do is take you to my hometown, San Francisco, California. Anybody from the Bay? All right, all right. And give you a little overview of how we got here. So prohibition in the 30s, obviously, war on drugs, still happening, completely failing. But in the late 80s and 90s, there was the AIDS and HIV epidemic. So what group advocated for patients' right in medical cannabis? It was the LGBTQ group. Okay, so if you guys don't think you have any skin in the game, the same community that is essentially bringing us together under this roof is the same community that advocated for the rights of patients in 1996. So how did I get to work at Meadow? Well, let's backtrack like 3 years. I was walking down the Mission, saw a little, cross. I was like, maybe I'll get a card. Went in, got a card, took 2 seconds, went out, didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I did know there were a lot of queer people in the industry. I knew there were a lot of black people in the industry. I knew there were a lot of women in the industry, or so I thought. So I went into a store. Nobody liked me there. Went to another dispensary. Nobody liked me there. Now, I do this basically at all 30 dispensaries in San Francisco. I'm very familiar with them now. But I looked around and I was just pissed off. I was pissed. There was nobody like me in the industry. And once again, there's a $1 billion market that's going to be dominated by the same dudes in suits. So what I did, I got on my computer, I got really excited, got really high, started searching for everything tech and cannabis related. There were all of about 4 companies worth really looking into, and one of them was Meadow. So Meadow was the first company that was accepted by Y Combinator that was in the cannabis space. So a pretty big deal. This is only 2 years ago. So since then, we've grown from 1 delivery service partner in San Francisco to about over 200 partners, not only dispensaries, delivery services, but also growers, vendors, manufacturers, edible companies. So the space is getting really big. Everyone's rushing in, but what exactly are they going to do? This is an industry that's been under the radar. They haven't been able to get bank accounts because you can't federally insure drug money. They can't get online advertising at many of the companies you guys work for, so hit me up if you guys want to change that. They can't use social media. Their accounts get shut down. So basically, they don't really have a huge interest in tech. Yet all these tech people are really excited to throw money at them, right? So what's happening is you're getting a lot of people that are clashing. They're saying, oh, we want to come and disrupt this industry. You come and disrupt this industry, you get arrested. So Meadow's taken a different approach. We've really collaborated with the partners we have. We've listened to their pain points, seen what their operations was like, see how we can fit in, and go from there. So we started at the last mile with the patient, started doing doctor recommendations online, got them cards, got them educated, created a better customer. Now they go to the dispensary where they're using our point of sale app or our intake, our inventory, an array of tools to essentially streamline their business. And then that also feeds into now the testing lab and the distributor and the grower, who are basically the real beginning of where everything grows, right? So Newsweek put out an article earlier this year about how the legal cannabis market is going to be one of the first billion-dollar industries not to be dominated by men. Now, that's a huge maybe, and that's why I'm here today. I want you guys to really think about that, like let it set in. You just took a big hit, just let it set in. This is something that you guys can actually be a part of, and there's nobody more apt or useful in this industry than women and tech. So why are women coming into this industry exactly? Like, why weed? Why now? Well, it's always been a part of the industry to be super compassionate. So this is our homie, Melissa Etheridge. You guys might know her. She's speaking at the Women Grow Summit in Denver in February. So there were 1,500 women at this industry event. So imagine lesbians who tech, slightly less lesbians, way more weed, right? So that's what this was. And it was, she spoke all about compassion, about putting the patients first, about really caring what the industry had to say about medicine. Because she said the future of cannabis is medicine, and the future of medicine is cannabis. Second thing is going to be collaboration. So that's me right there. This is a party I threw with 3 other women that we met at a Women Grow event, actually, in San Francisco. And we were like, you know, there's no space for women to get educated and know about cannabis products. Super random idea. We're like, why don't we just throw a party at someone's house? Ends up that the SF Gate, the SF Chronicle, covers the story. New York Mag covers it. Jezebel covers it. Vice hits us up, puts us on Weedikit. And this happened like 2 months after I entered the industry. Just had an idea, executed it, moved along, and it happened. Didn't have anything to do with tech. Literally nothing to do with tech, right? So there's a lot of things that you guys can get into and collaborate, either with companies in the cannabis space or women in the industry. Feel free to hit me up. If you have skills like marketing, I know 100 people who need branding and logo help. If you're a lawyer, I know hundreds of people who need some legal help to know how to manage their company that they can't get the bank account for. If you have skills in website design, if you have skills in product development, there's so many opportunities. You need to collaborate. And the last one is women love to come out and show up. So these are 4 badass women in the Bay, all of them from outside the cannabis industry, now in it. So the one on the left, Andrea, she's a mother of 2. She has a a delivery service she owns. Amber is a COO of one of the biggest dispensaries in Oakland. We have Sunshine, who's a fellow Stanford grad and also a Stanford Law School grad. And we have Nina, who used to do community and social justice work, also started her own delivery service, and they created Supernova Women. I really encourage everyone to look them up right now. Also Women Grow. Like, these are 2 organizations that all of you definitely align with if you're here today. So I'm going to leave you with one thing. It's a little bit of a trigger warning, so just brace yourselves. Take a deep breath. Okay, that was pretty good. So this number, I don't know about you, but every time I see this number, I freak out. It's never good. It's never good. Ever. You know, in this industry, they say 1% of black people in tech. And so this is no different in the cannabis industry. Essentially, there's 1% black owners in the over 3,600 dispensaries in America. That's like less than a dozen. 1%. Right? And now we know in this industry, the tech industry, how many of your companies have that same figure for the amount of either women, black people, Latinos, trans, queer. Do you want this number to stay the same for the next 5, 10, 15 years in the cannabis industry? I definitely do not. So please reach out to me, reach out to those organizations, because I'm telling you right now, there is a freaking $20 billion industry right here, and you guys have all the skills to contribute to it. So please come out, get lit, hit me up. I put my phone number on there. I literally mean hit me up right now. I'm serious. So thank you so much for your time. I hope I've inspired you to come join me in the industry. Woo! Thank you.